What's the weirdest thing you've been told not to do because it's gay? Carrying a reusable bag for groceries. Drink wine. Eat vegetables. Shit, gonna be hard to break it to my wife that I'm a big ol' flamer apparently frown. She already knows. It was the wine, the veggies, and those 37 dicks he sucked. It's so hard to stop after the first 36. Drinking with a straw, because it reminds her of sucking dick. She was serious. I had a roommate who believed this. When he gave me shit about still using them, I told him it was easy because my penis was big enough that straws didn't remind me of it. He didn't care for that comment. He would also shield his privates with his hands if he was in the same room as a running microwave, believing if he didn't he'd become sterile. Edit, I also forgot he would buy bottles of Perrier, drink them, and then line them up on top of the kitchen cupboards for decoration. Which I hated, and not just because he didn't stay consistent with which bottle size he bought. He'd also make peanut butter sandwiches with half a cup of peanut butter on them. I adore peanut butter, but that shit was gross. It was so much. But, lest we forget people contain multitudes, I was also very broke when I lived with him in 2009, and he was very nice and would get me a couple 5-layer burritos unprompted from Taco Bell sometimes. Picturing his coworker reheating lunch in the break room, as he is covering his junk like Hess hiding an erection. Imagine being that creative but not creative enough to just not stand in front of the microwave. Cook. Cooking at home gay chef manly man who subsists off of cocaine, Marlboros, Fernet and rage. Gender norms seem to disappear once one can become famous or wealthy doing it. I'm waiting for the manly, ripped, angry, cocaine-fueled cosmetologist shows. You got the foundation shade wrong, Sandra, you absolute ducking idiot. Does that look peach to you? Had a friend who said he had weird bumps coming up on his skin, so I suggested he go to the dermatologist. He said only women do that. Alright man, good luck. Same thing happened to me, except when I suggested the dermatologist, my friend said you only go there if there's something wrong with your dick. Common mistake, that's the dickmatologist. Gynecologist. Taking an umbrella when it's raining. And wearing sunscreen. I was once too cool for sunscreen, then I fell asleep outside in the 95 F35C sun and my chest was covered in blisters and my skin turned purple. Or like the color purple. If I do both, does the gay cancel? Nah, it becomes gay square. But squares are straight. Nah, two sets of straight lines enjoying a perpendicularism is definitely gay. I was taken aside by my deeply concerned and shocked friend and was told, you know, that's a male cat you're stroking? I was astonished. The implication that petting a cat is sexual and that this friend thought it was okay to sexually pet female cats is concerning to say the least. Exactly. It's so wrong on so many levels. It really betrays the internal machinations of a confused mind. I took up photography a few years back and my friends asked me to photograph their wedding. I did it and even made them a slideshow with nice music because I wanted to try it out. I showed it to them and my buddy said it was gay. He called his own wedding photos gay. What did his husband think of your pictures? As a man, I find the idea of gay marriage absolutely disgusting, but my husband insisted, so here I am. That's pretty gay. Years ago, a coworker insisted that lesbian porn was gay. Not in a that's technically correct way, he was insistent that proper men shouldn't watch women getting each other off. Apparently, straight men need to see other men's erect penises in their porn. Who knew? Oh, he is getting railed by dudes as we speak. A few things I've been called gay for doing: reading, using an umbrella, wearing a sweater, not knowing how to play any songs by Stevie Ray Vaughan on the guitar at age 15, yawning, wearing a shirt with another man's name on it. It was a hockey jersey with a player's name on it and I was 12, just to name a few off the top of my head. A few things I've been called gay for doing: reading bad school memories unlocked. The funny, not funny, thing too was it was when I was in grade 4 and it was the student teacher who said it. We did an annual trip to a water park in June every year before the end of the school year. I had a broken arm that year, so on the way out to the bus I ran back to the room and grabbed a book, and as I was walking out he was like, "A book? You're gonna spend the day reading?" And I was like, "Well, broken arm, you know?" And he was like, "Pretty gay, dude, pretty gay." Grabbed a book, and as I was walking out he was like, "A book? You're gonna spend the day reading?" And I was like, "Well, broken arm, you know?" And he was like, "Pretty gay, dude, pretty gay." I didn't know my dad was your teacher, holy shit. Well, at least you got it lucky. As someone who still carries around a book with him to this very day, Dad used to call me a gay for reading just about everywhere all the time. You're so busy with your face in a book all the time. I'm so disappointed in you, son. I brought extra condoms down with me because I thought you'd be a chip off the old block taking virginity. You're not one of those FGS, right? My dad on the common area at the hotel we were staying at on vacation when I was 13 years old. Bruh, what a duck. 13? What the goddamn fuck? Apparently I passed a straight guy test, back in the 90s, when I looked at my nails palm up with my fingers curled in versus palm down with my fingers out straight. I forgot about that. Late 80s for me. In the 6th grade girls were trying to figure out which boys were gay or straight, and that was apparently a fail-proof test despite being gay. I did it the straight way, so duck you, Angela. You're still a dog. In the 6th grade girls were trying to figure out which boys were gay or straight, and that was apparently a fail-proof test. These women have now graduated to Facebook for such earth-shattering studies. My dad used to tell my brothers not to wash their hair so much, or they would turn gay. Real men can fry a steak with the grease in their hair. The mental image made me gag. Thank you for that. A Eastern European gentleman told me that doing photography was gay. Never quite figured that one out. I was a photojournalist a long time ago, and every single time I was at a sporting event or concert, some man would come up and challenge my knowledge of camera gear. And it was always about the gear, never the technique, always about this lens or that camera body, never about framing or keeping your other eye open so you could catch the right moment when it happens. If I had $1 for every time I heard big camera for a little lady, I could probably buy one of those pointlessly expensive lenses. Name 3 stops. And none of the gay ones. When I was a young child, probably 4 or 5, I traded crayons with a girl in my class who had this crazy neon pink crayon. I'd never seen a color so vibrant and really liked it, and she offered to trade it to me for some other color I had. I said yes, of course, and used it all day. In the evening I was at home and coloring with this neon pink crayon, and when my mom noticed, she immediately took it away. When I asked why I couldn't color with it, she said it's not a color for boys and I'd understand when I'm older. 20 years later I told my girlfriend, now wife, that story, and like a week later she gave me a whole bag full of pink crayons. It was a really sweet gesture, and I feel like it was one of those moments that reinforced my feelings toward her. Also worth noting, I went to college for art, and one of my favorite pieces I made that was accepted into a gallery featured pink pastels pretty prominently. My nephew, who actually is gay, like 8 years old at the time, was picking out some toy with my mom and sister, bigots, and wanted a purple one. Mom and sister tried to steer him towards a more boyish color. His older brother, 9-ish at the time, said just let him pick the one he wants. Not exactly related to your story, but was super sweet. My son, who is 3, will sometimes ask his mom when she's getting ready for some lip gloss because he wants to do the things he sees us do. Sometimes he'll get a nail painted. I'm all for it. He's a kid. He sees it as fun. He likes pink and purple Hot Wheels. Family members will make comments to us how this will make him gay later on. So what? That's my ducking son. He's having fun like a kid is supposed to. The only thing that will make him gay is finding out later on that he feels that way, and that's who he is. That's it. Either way, that's my buddy, and if Hess gay, Hess gay. I've got his back like Hess had mine so far in some low moments mentally. Edit, thank you for the awards. I appreciate you enjoyed this comment enough to do that. Thank you to everyone sharing your stories with me of yourself and or your kids being their own person and doing cute shit. I'm happy they're happy and carefree. I may not reply to any more messages, but I am reading them when I can. I wasn't expecting this to pop off like that. Lastly, to the person that made a rude comment and any that might follow. Eat my ass. I love seeing my sister and Bill parent because they just let their kids be kids. My nephew loves 2 things, pink and trash trucks. They found him a book with a pink truck in it to read to him. Colors are bright and fun. It is wild to me that we can't see that a 2-year-old liking pink just means he is drawn to the vibrancy and brightness and fun of it. I made some cherry cupcakes that I took over, so now when he sees me he says, "Auntie, bring pink treats?" Tomorrow we are having strawberry rhubarb pie, so maybe that will be close enough for him. That reminds me of my son, except it's pink and trains. He goes ducking crazy for trains. Plus neon and bright colors are eye-catching. Kids love that king of shit. It sticks out. That's why the current sad beige baby trend is such a bummer. Those colors stimulate their little brains and help them not be the kinds of kids who get stressed out going into a bright loud store and stuff. Also, it's fun. As an adult I am primarily into black for myself, just living out my days as an elder millennial emo, but my house is so colorful and I love being in a place that is bright and visually appealing and fun. Kids need that too. Plus, we use color for so many visual cues in our world. Kids who learn them earlier are better equipped to learn words and ideas associated with colors at an earlier age.